Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Devlog number 2. So I have a couple of changes for you directly today. So first of all, obviously it was a bit weird. Why did I actually rotate this 180 degree? It's exactly the same, but a bit bigger change is that currently each of these arms is basically representing a or is being controlled by one single agent, but what we really want is we want one agent that controls all parts of the robot. So first of all, I want to delete this, and second of all, I want to change the current robotics arm for a moment, so that essentially we have two parts. One part that is able to rotate like this, and the other one that is able to rotate like this, essentially around our around our pivot or motor. All right, so let's do that. So the arm sort of, I guess, cannot stay the same. So let's just create our agent, the robot, let's say, which is just gonna be this robot agent. It's gonna be some entity, and we will be adding so we will be adding a script, a new script, and we will call it robot or robo agent, doesn't really matter, I guess. Okay, so let's open it up. Okay, and our robo agent, we have already established sort of the structure. Alright, so what do we need? We need the ML agents libraries, as well as we need the on episode begin, also the collect observations, so we can just bring that in. This will need to inherit from agent, and then we also need the on action received as well as the heuristics. Okay, let's just bring that over for a moment. I guess we can take this out, or actually just maybe this part, and also this part. All right, so and then of course we need the game object, or we need, I guess at the end of the day, we need two different lists of game objects, I want to say, like the robotic arms, robotic parts, but I haven't decided yet if we have gonna have two different lists of two different types of parts, or if we have just one list that we can fill at random with the robot parts. So maybe I'm just gonna take the second option for now, or actually let's hard code one arm, right? And then we're just gonna add, so this is gonna be, I wish I had the lingo for the robotic parts, but so this is going to be a, how can we call this? This is going to be I don't know. I'll probably have to come up with a better name, but this is going to be an arm, and this is going to be a rotator or something, maybe like that. Rotator or something like that. Okay, cool. So essentially what I want to do is, we don't have observations yet, but on action received, basically for each of these parts, in this case we have two parts, I want to have two different actions, right? Sorry. Alright, so essentially what we can do here is if discrete action 0 equals to 0, I'm just gonna bring this back in. Turning off this guy for a moment. So if discrete action branch is 0, don't do anything. If 0 is 1, rotate left. If discrete branch 0, rotate right, and then we're gonna check this is going to be arm, and this is going to be our rotator. Probably similar thing is going to happen here somehow, but of course we need to change the branch, right? So we're gonna have a different branch, just like that. All right. Cool. So for the heuristics, I'm just gonna use something similar as I'm using here. But I'm also just gonna have, so here I have horizontal action 0, that's okay, and then I'm gonna have the vertical axis I will be using for my branch number 1. Okay, and then so here I'm hitting the left arrow button and the right arrow button, and here I am hitting the up. Vertical, so it's negative, so it's probably down, sorry. And here I'm hitting the up arrow button. Okay, so essentially with my 4 arrow buttons I'm going to control 2 parts of my robot, a rotator and my arm. Alright, cool. So what do we have to now bring in? It's essentially we will have, I suppose, for our arm, there we need some sort of a function that we can call, so it's rotating left or rotating right. So in this specific case what we're going to do is, I suppose we should create probably these 2 scripts first, the arm and the rotator, and then we can call them here in the script, like similar as we've done before. Cool. So I guess what we're gonna do is, yeah, let's keep it like that for a second, and now we can actually change our arm, robo arm. I think that's okay. It can come from mono behavior, then we don't need the ML agent stuff, and none of this structure here. Yep, but actually this stuff we can sort of keep and do something with it. So alright, so here we're gonna say public void rotate rotate left, and then we will have public void rotate right. Okay, and so what we have to do is turn left is this part here that we are recycling from our last session, and the turn right is this part. Then we can actually delete all of this. Okay, cool. So of course we need to have our motor here, the rigid bodies, then we can rotate, angular velocity, and then we have to, once this has happened, we also need to stop the force. So how we're going to do this is with our update function. So in this case it's going to be dot angular velocity equals to vector 3.0. Okay, cool. So let's try that. So for our arm here we can go in and say, well, first of all, I guess we're also gonna have an awake, and we will be saving the robo arm. Maybe I should keep it like that. This dot robo arm equals to arm dot this dot arm dot get component robo arm. Okay, so we have caged our robo arm, and in our robo arm now we can go ahead here and say in the arm do nothing. Okay, robo arm dot left rotate left, and here we're gonna say robo arm turn rotate right. Okay, so let's just try that if this structure kind of works for us. Alright, we don't need the decision requester. This one we don't need either. Why does it say we need this? Override, apply. Probably because of that. Okay, let's go into the prefab. Somehow it doesn't want. Agent remove, and that's cool. All right, let's just try this for a moment. So let's bring in this arm here. Here for a robo agent, probably with the decision requester, and also it should normally add a behavior parameter. It didn't somehow, but anyway. So we have 2 branches. Each of the branches is 3 actions. Right? Okay, let's try. Alright, so let's see how that goes. Okay, this seems good. Okay, cool. Alright, that seems good to me. So next, what we need is not the arm. So this is an arm, and this is going to be a rotator. So I know this seems weird, but let's say I want to continue building this. Let's say for5, and I will bring this over. And so now I can continue building and adding kind of a second arm, and this guy is just going to be rotating. Right? Does that make sense? I hope so. Okay. Let's try this. Okay, rotator. What we have to do is similar to what we're doing here in our robo, in our arm. Here is our motor. This is our arm. We're gonna do the similar thing here. So we're just gonna add a, I suppose, a motor as well. Even though this guy doesn't have a rigid body, box collider, so we can I guess remove that. So here we'll add a empty object, which is also going to be our motor. Yep, so and this motor I suppose is going to be having also a little tag here. Let's say we use a red one, and we'll be shifting this downward a little bit, just about here. Okay. Okay, and then now we have our motor. It's gonna rotate this way, and Then we're gonna have our arm, which is actually kind of I should have kept the box collider on this one, so I can just copy this, remove this guy here, just gonna call it also arm. Okay, also part of the motor. This guy doesn't need that, doesn't need a mesh. Okay, so this is our object. Okay, cool. Okay, so then let's create a prefab from this. This is it. Probably have to bring it to 0, 0 for a second. Yo, that seems good. And of course we need also a new script. How did we call the other one? Robo arm. Then we're just gonna call it robo rotator. Yeah, we might wanna rename this at some point, but for now it's perfectly fine. Fixing. I need to fix the thing. It says robo rotator. Alright, let's open this up. And just similar as the robo arm, I suppose, we'll do similar things. So let's just copy paste this over and then we can adjust it. So we have an arm, we have a motor, we have a rigid body, that's all perfectly fine. Rotor angular velocity, that's also fine. We rotate the motor. Okay, I think it actually seems to be very similar. Potentially we want to change. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like we could have reused the same script, but I don't know. Down the line, maybe we want to have different speeds, or I don't know, something different here. Okay, so that also means that we need a robo rotator. And here we need to do a similar thing here. Robo rotator equals to game object rotator robo rotator. Oops. Okay, rotator. Why does this give me trouble here? I have defined it twice. When did that happen? Okay, robo rotator. Okay. And then down here we want to do the similar thing here. This dot robo rotator dot rotate left, and here we want to do the opposite. Rotate right. Okay. Actually, now that I think about it, we probably don't want to rotate in this specific direction here. So let's double check this. So the motor, we want to use the up direction actually to rotate around instead of the forward direction. Yep. So up. Okay. Local position for the center of mass is not super important, but it's fine. So here we're doing whatever we're doing. This is all implemented. Okay, so cool. Let's add the motor as well as the arm. Okay, that's I think all. So we have a rotator and we have an arm. So in theory this shouldn't work, because if I try to rotate this, this will collide these two guys here. but maybe I haven't set the correct. To here is our rigid body. We don't have a rigid body here, by the way. Box collider. Okay, so lastly we have to add the rigid body, and yeah, let's just turn this off for a moment and see what we can do here. If this is already doing whatever we want it to do. Okay. Nope, this is not working. Why? Our robo agent doesn't have the rotator. Okay, that makes sense. Oops, robo agent needs our rotator. Okay, let's try it. Okay, nothing's happening. Hitting down arrow and so on. But here, this one doesn't somehow do what it's supposed to do. Motor has some sort of a velocity, but okay, so this doesn't really work. All right, what is the issue? Take actions. So motor, this is the up direction. Did I forget something? Maybe I cannot have the gravity here. Maybe I'm just gonna turn, I don't know. I have here the mass. Okay, let's try that again. I also, okay, let's see. Okay, now it's doing what I wanted it to do. Okay, that's I'm happy about that. Okay, let's turn back on the arm. But of course now, sort of probably overriding this. Okay, cool. So what I wanted to do, so of course, is that this rotator or this arm essentially is responding to this kind of motor here, right? So let me drag this in here and try if this is working. Left, right, and here I'm turning left and right, but yeah, okay, let's stop this. Here probably I have to constrain the position, definitely. I have to constrain probably X and Z rotation, I suppose. Let's try that again. Left, right. Now I'm trying to rotate this, but somehow it's getting stuck. So is that because this is the rotator, this is the motor, freeze rotation, freeze position. Maybe I have to turn this off for a second. Yes, definitely have to turn this off for a moment. Okay, I'm trying to turn this somehow, but also I'm not sure about this stuff here. Okay, fair. Alright, so I'm not sure if I should use the kinematics. So for sure, for the rotator, I think this seems correct. The only, okay, and then in this specific case, I cannot, so I'm definitely moving this around Z, but I'm also constraining the X, Y, and Z. Okay, let's try this again. I definitely cannot rotate. Wow. Why is that? Screed is kinematic. Does that do anything? No, then nothing's actually working anymore. Nope, this is not working. Alright, why is that? Let me see, what if I just rotate? Nope, that's also not working. It's just barely moving, so I might think that like probably these are not helping, but as soon. Okay, so kinematic helps, but the position doesn't help. Alright, so how about that? Let's turn off. Well, this guy cannot actually. Well, yeah, for sure. Let's. At some point when we attach it somewhere, the freeze position doesn't make any sense. So let's take this away. Change this to kinematic. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see. No, it doesn't work anymore. As soon as I detach that, nothing is happening. What if I do this? It turns, but all of this stuff is moving away. What if I turn this off? Just trying around here. So yeah, this is not kinematic anymore. We don't have position constraints. Right, so I guess what I did earlier, using the physics, was the way to go, but I think what I have to do is I have to join the two rigid bodies with a fixed joint. So physics and add a fixed joint. Component physics. Alright. So let's pretend we are doing that. Let's say we have our rotator and our arm. And then what we're gonna do is here we will have a character joint, rigid body or something, fixed joint. But where do we apply it? So motor, also fixed joint here, I suppose. Connected body. So I suppose since this is the hierarchical order, right? This is first, then this. We'll add this rigid body to this rotator kind of motor. Connected body. Alright, let's do it. And here we leave that empty. Okay, so if I now turn the rotator, what should happen is that this guy here is also turning around, right? But maybe, yeah, maybe I have to change this again. Also this has to go in here. Okay, let's try that. Probably it's gonna fall. Okay, nothing is happening so far. So here with gravity, we don't want that. I'm applying forces, but nothing's happening. With gravity, I'm applying some forces, but nothing is really happening. There's velocity. Brake force, enable preprocessing. I don't know, do I need to remove that? Looks a little bit like it. Okay. This is sort of happening, but now this guy. Okay, alright, so let's remove this. Have these two no gravity. Do I have to bring this in here? Let's see. I don't think so, but anyway. Nope, I don't think. Let's try this again. So here we have a fixed joint. This is the rigid body that is here. What is an articulation body? Okay, let's see. Somehow it does something, but I'm not sure if it's what I want. Yeah, I'm not so sure. I don't like this. Maybe I have to restructure some of this stuff. So for example, in the arm, I only have the motor, so let me delete this. This is my pivot. I'm just gonna rename it again. Or, fine, let's keep motor. This is my arm. Oh shit, I need to bring this copy component, paste component, copy component, paste component. So this arm is going to be 0.2, 0.2. Actually, I can just copy this actually as well. Position, copy component, copy component, copy, paste component values. Then I'm just going to take out this guy here. This is just my indicator. This is my arm, and here I'll be using 0. Nope, let's not do that. So what I basically want is, let's go all the way back. No, that's all bad. Okay, this is our arm, but let's not put the rigid body here. The collider, that's fine. We visualize this thing here, and we have our pivot point. And here, where we have this guy, remove this, we will have our rigid body. Okay, we're not using gravity. Alright. Rotator, let's bring back the arm. Box glider is fine, rigid body can go away. And here we will add our rigid body, we don't have any gravity, and that's alright. So, let's have a joint or a fixed joint where we bring in connected body. Now, wow, interesting journey. turning stuff, but nothing really is following. Alright, so if I now rotate this guy here, but let me freeze rotate the position. It's not really freezing, right? Because it's turning stuff. It's turning stuff around, but somehow the geometry is not following. So only the two motors have been moving. Nope, that is not good. How does this thing work? Connected body, we only have one connected body. Brake force, enable collision. So here this guy says add component physics, add a fixed joint, drag the other object onto the connected rigid body slot, and you should be set to go. Alright, so let's test this. So let's say we don't have any of these things here in our scene. We just have a cube like that, and we also have a cube like that. I don't know, let's just put it here, and let's say this is our game object. Let's put those guys in here. Both of them will get a rigid body. One of them is gonna have gravity, the other one doesn't have gravity. The one that has gravity will also get a fixed joint, and the one without gravity will be dragged into this here. So theoretically this should be falling down, and the other cube should be dragged with it. Okay. And so what if I now turn this? Okay, so what if I would basically be applying force to this, then this other one should be following as well, right? So why does this not work with these two guys here? That is the big question. What am I doing differently? One has gravity, one other doesn't. I have two motors. Here I added a fixed joint as well. I have the box collider here as well. Maybe it's because the box collider is somewhere differently. Maybe I need to have this one. I cannot have this on the motor. I rather have to have this on the directly here. Aha, I have that. Oh shit, did I have to duplicate it? And that's because it didn't work. Arm, I have colliders, I have the motor, I have the arm with a rigid body, I have the rotator with a fixed joint, and okay. Oh damn. Let's try this again. Alright, how about now? I have high hopes. Okay, what is missing? The missing is the robo agent. That makes sense. Rolling now is complaining about not finding a rigid body. That's a different problem. Hold on. So what does it say now? Tries to access this here from the motor. Okay. Let's call it RB. because this is now okay, similar here. Because it's the rigid body of the object that we are running the script from. Oh, this. Okay, center of mass we're using here. Motor transform up, that's okay. Where our motor is sitting. Okay, let's try. All right, this is going to work. I have a feeling. Okay. So do I have to change this potentially to kinematic? But then I cannot apply forces. But so let me fix all of this stuff. Apart from Y, let's see. Okay, this seems to be fine now. It's a bit slow, I'm not sure if that's normal. So now I'm trying to this left and right button, but these guys are not doing anything. So this is my rigid body. Okay, one of them is working. That's good. Do I have a problem here somewhere? Apart from the fact that we have not enough observations. So does that mean now that this fixed joint essentially restricts from this one to rotate? I guess brake torque. What happened if I change this? No. Okay, but I think that might be the problem. So I try to add force here now, but it won't. Okay, so maybe we have to add a different joint, maybe a hinge or something. I don't know how this works, but let's see. We have the rotator, we have the arm, which is the connected body, and connected articular auto configure connection. Can we look at this somehow? I think there was something. So axis, I think. So does it mean we can rotate in this direction, or what does it exactly mean? Okay, let's see. Okay. Anchor. Okay. Nice. Alright, this seems to be not too bad. Alright. Let's try this. So we can rotate left and we can rotate right, and we can rotate in this direction, but very, very slowly, as well as in this direction, but also very, very slowly. This direction is very fast, but this direction is like very slow. So how to configure connected? connected anchor, limits, springs, motors, target velocity. Force, limits, max. Doesn't change anything. Bouncy, contact distance, brake force, brake, enable reprocessing, mass scale. Okay, that's it. Connected mass scale. Alright, here we go. So, mass scale needs to go to 0. Then what we had here, I just saw, was that there is somehow a connected anchor kind of situation. Does that make sense, or do we need to shift this out somehow? How to connect? 7.1. Here is something. Anyway, so let's bring this back to auto, but now it screwed it up. Okay, fine, whatever. Let's try. Alright, so we can turn in this direction, and we also can turn in this direction. And what about collision with the ground? We can collide with the ground. Alright, that is not bad, I would say. However, this kind of is this correct? I don't think so. This shifted quite up and to the left, and so I think what we need to do, we need to take control of this kind of connected anchor thing. Right, so how do we do this? How does this exactly work? So currently this connected anchor is down here, so it makes sense that it's rotating weirdly. But what if I do something like 0.1? I wish this would be visible better. Here. So what if I... here's something. So this can be at 0. Let me turn off the arm and the motor for a moment, or okay, whatever. So here's my anchor. Okay, fair. And then here we can do what? Can bring it somewhere. Am I just taking too large steps? Maybe. Let's turn this one off for a sec. At least the arm. So where are we here? This one we can turn on again as well. This our motor down. This is this, and here's the other anchor now. So let's do smaller steps. So this is 0. So this is not bad. Connected anchor. Okay, maybe if you just keep it at 0, it's doing what we want it to do. So here, very small, we see this kind of thing though. Let's see the little arrow. Okay. Oops. What happened? This just jumped over. Okay. I think we have to... Something is not quite right. Let's say this is 0.2, and then what happens here? I don't know. So how does this look? Definitely turns around this axis, but is this the axis we wanted to turn around? I think so, actually. Okay. Okay. Cool, we can turn. This starts to shake here, of course. Well, this is a bit crazy, but maybe this is about the... Yeah, this is not bad. I mean, did now the position of this guy change? Also a little bit probably, yeah. Okay, not bad, not bad. I think we leave it at that for now. So let's just bring this back in here. And this is okay for now. So the rotator, I restricted the positions. So I don't know if I can do the same thing here as well. Of course, what I don't want to restrict is the z-axis. This is the last thing I'm gonna try, and then I'm gonna end this devlog for now. So let's turn this way, this. Oh, nope. Okay, interesting. So probably you cannot freeze any of these rotations. And probably none of this actually. This, yeah. Otherwise this is not really working. But so of course the question is, what if I unfreeze these rotations and also these positions? Then I'm probably screwed as soon as something pushes us up. No, not really. Okay, not bad, not bad. Okay, so we don't need any restrictions here, not here either. That's good. Okay, and now we need more fine-grained collision detection, I think. Which, what do we need here? Maybe need some help. So collision detection. Discrete, use discrete collision detection against all other colliders in the scene. We use blah blah continuous against dynamic colliders. I think this is what we need. Sweep based. Continuous and continuous dynamic collision. It will also use continuous against static colliders. Kinematic bodies, this method less expensive. So I think we want something expensive, continuous dynamic. Let's try that, or just continuous for now. Continuous, let's try continuous. Okay. Okay, it seems to be working. Obviously it sort of starts to shake once I'm grinding over the edge here. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not sure if it's actually moving or not, but I feel like, oh yeah, we are actually pushing upwards. Okay, all right, so I think we have to definitely fix that, but for now I'm quite happy with where we are right now. So I'll end this devlog number 2 here. I hope you had fun. It's a bit of an exploration, but yeah, I enjoyed this. I'm learning something, so thanks for joining.